Hi everyone, it's Ray here from Man City Fan TV. Wow, what a game. I don't think my nerves could take it right at the end with that penalty shootout. My summary of the game quickly. England started off well. I think we had good control of the game for most of the game. But towards the end, we seemed to get into a bit of a defensive mindset, and not a great one at that. And after we conceded that goal, I really think we just lost the plot mentally. We didn't create much, we didn't offer much. We seemed very leggy. Some players were trying to do too much on their own, and quite honestly, I couldn't see us winning that game except for penalties. And even then, when do we ever win penalties? So in this video, we'll give the player ratings. I'm not sure what state Andy's in to give his ratings. I think he's been celebrating quite a bit already. I'll start off with Jordan Pickford. I think Jordan had some poor distribution. I was quite disappointed with his long kicks. He made one good save right at the end just before they scored from the corner. And I was going to give him a 6, but he saved the penalty. So I think he deserves an extra point for that. So I'll give Jordan Pickford 7.
So John Pickford gets a 7. Did a great save, and the penalty save, still not overly impressed, but he gets a 7.
Kyle Walker. I'm going to give Kyle Walker 5. I was quite disappointed with Kyle. I think he started off like the other defence, quite solid, but as the game wore on, and especially as he got into extra time, he seemed to be losing composure and confidence. He was caught out a couple of times, lacking concentration, and a couple of times he ran into blind alleys, trying to take on too many men, and then got dispossessed and was well out of position. I was quite disappointed overall with his performance.
Kyle Walker didn't have his best game tonight, but still gets a 7.
John Stones. I'm going to give John Stones a 7. I think for the most part, the defence were quite good overall. They were controlling the game. I don't think we offered too much going forwards. It was a control offered by the defence that made it into a quite comfortable game until late on.
John Stones, thought he was the main man, gets a 9. His control of the back 3 and back 5 I thought was superb. So yeah, definitely a 9 for me. Man of the match, if I'm being honest. Thought it was excellent.
Harry Maguire, I'm going to give him a 7 as well. I think overall he played well, especially in the 90 minutes. I think like all the England players, he tired in extra time, made a couple of mistakes, but overall I think he had a solid game.
Harry Maguire, thought was excellent. So Harry gets an 8 from me. Thought he was really good.
Jordan Henderson, I'm going to give him a 6. I don't think he was great. I think he did what he had to do. I don't think he offered much going forward, and especially towards the end of the game, we were getting overrun, especially in the first period of extra time, and I don't think he was offering us the control that we needed. I think it was a disappointing penalty that he took. As the commentator said, he opened up his body, and it was always going to go one place, and Ospina guessed right. I think he should have had a little bit more disguise and at least give himself the option of the goalkeeper guessing the wrong way.
Thought Henderson was immense. Thought he did really, really well. Giving him an 8.
Kieran Trippier. I think he started off quite well, put some decent crosses in, but as the game went on, I think he got worse and worse. I felt he should have done better with their goal. He put a good penalty away, so I'm going to give him an extra point for that, so I'm going to give him a 6.
Kieran Trippier scored a penalty. Thought he did really well, so he also gets a 7.
Ashley Young, I don't think he offered us a great deal going forwards. He was injured towards the end of the game, and especially in the first period of extra time. I think it was a bit harsh keeping him on the pitch because he was just getting worse and worse. So I'm going to give him a 6.
Ashley Young thought he did really, really well, so I'm giving him a 7 as well. Didn't do anything wrong. His set pieces were good. His delivery was good, and his tracking back was good. So it was right for Gareth to play him over Rose, in my opinion.
Raheem Sterling. I'm giving Raheem a 6. Like the other attacking midfielders in Dele Alli and Jesse Lingard, I don't think they offered us enough. I think they were all disappointing today. I'm going to give Raheem a 6. I think he worked hard, dragged their players around at the back, And it was quite noticeable that after he went off, we offered nothing up front, and Colombia were quite relaxed at the back, passing the ball around, and they threatened time and time again.
Sterling, I think this was his best game, but still, not great. But I don't think the 10 suits him. I really don't. I think I'd rather him play wide. He gets a 7 from me.
Dele Alli, I'm going to give him a 5. When the flicks and tricks come off, it looks fantastic, and when they don't, it looks really poor. He doesn't look fully fit to me. He looked injured in the first half, and he couldn't give it his all. But I don't think he offered us anything going forwards today.
Ali, garbage. Absolute garbage. I don't know whether he was still injured, whether he should have started or not, I'm not sure, but he gets a 4. If he's not fit, it's absolutely pointless playing him. So I thought, I'm not happy at all with him. Offered absolutely nothing. And again, Gareth waited and waited and waited. And I think it's about time that he bins him and brings in somebody else. I'd rather him change the formation and play Sterling wide right, Rashford wide left, and came down the middle, because Ali's offering us absolutely nothing.
Jesse Lingard. I don't think he offered us too much creativity-wise. He did a blatant dive looking for a penalty when the defender had already dived in. If Jesse had stayed on his feet and controlled the ball, he'd have been clean through. Another time when he was put clean through, he failed to control the ball. That was really, really disappointing. For those reasons, I'm giving him a 5.
Lingard thought he did really well for 30 minutes. Run around, run his socks off. Tired significantly in the second half. So he gets a 7 from me.
Harry Kane. Well, he's the only guy who looks like he's going to score for England these days. He put away his penalty really well. I think for most of the game, he held the ball up well. He drew lots and lots of fouls, cheap fouls, buying us time, buying us advanced opportunities, and I'm going to give him an 8 because he scored the penalty in the shootout as well.
Harry Kane, don't get it. I just don't get the hype. I really don't. Scores penalties, great. So did loads of players. But I just don't think he does enough in a game. Really don't. I know loads of people will disagree with me, and they'll sort of say I'm talking garbage. But no, for me, Harry Kane, I'll give him a 7.
Eric Dyer. Now, I really wasn't impressed with him at all. He came on to help solidify us at the back. I don't think he did that. He didn't really offer as much. Once again, you could see him misplacing passes, very poor passes when he was under no pressure whatsoever. He had a great chance in extra time with a free header, which he should have put it at least on target. And to be quite honest, he should have scored. And I was ready to give him a 3, but he did put away the last penalty. A lot of pressure. I'll give him an extra couple of points, but he still only gets a 5 from me.
Eric Dyer would have got a 4, only for the fact that he scored the winning penalty. So he gets a 5. Not an England player for me. Too slow, too ponderous. I'd rather somebody else be in there other than Eric Dyer.
Jamie Vardy. I'm going to give him a 4. I think he ran around a little bit when he came on, but he didn't seem to be offering us that much. He wasn't pulling the defenders around, I think, as much as Sterling was when he was on. And he had a good chance, which he didn't put away. As well as that, he had a couple of crosses where he just didn't look to see if anybody was in the box. And he put the ball in and there was no one there. So an absolute waste of those crosses.
Jamie Vardy didn't do a great deal. Had one good run and cross. So gets a 6.
Danny Rose. I'm going to give Danny a 6. I don't think he offered us too much. He had one good run where he was crudely tackled. He didn't offer us enough. You know, he's the guy who's going to be that flying wing back, going down out wide and putting the ball in, and he just didn't do that. So I was quite disappointed with that. Marcus Rashford. I don't think he did much when he came on, and I'm going to give him 6 out of 10. because he did slam away his penalty.
Marcus Rashford, again, not enough game time. It's 5.
Let us know what you think, Blues, in the comments below. Give your marks out of 10 for the England players and the subs, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel. See you around, Blues.